Now, we're gonna come back into that same position, and here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna set up with our thigh fairly vertical to start. Then you're gonna do that same external rotation, kick your foot up as high as you possibly can, okay? So you're trying to spin your thigh outwards. Again, not let that pelvis drop down. Then I'm gonna take my left knee, I'm gonna drop it down, so see how it just drops to the floor there? I'm gonna use that to lever my foot up just a little bit higher, but careful that you're not just getting that from your pelvis. So when you do that, see if you can keep your pelvis pretty still, and then you can even drop that knee down to the ground there. Now it's okay if you have to sit back a little bit to make that happen. It's totally fine, just let it happen. And at this point now you're in hip external rotation, you're up on your hands, and now we've got a few different things you can explore here. So if you already feel a good stretch, you might just want to stay here. If you don't, what you can do is think about shifting your weight, and if you look at me, I'm going to subtly shift towards you. I'm going to take my weight through my knee, and that's going to push my femur into the back of my hip socket. So that's another way we can increase this stretch. I can also, if I imagine a laser coming out of my belly button, right now it's pointed straight down, and if you're really tight, it actually might be pointed off to the left side. If I turn it towards my right knee a little bit, that might also increase the stretch for you. So these are things you can and should explore to find out where it's tightest for you, where you're gonna get your biggest return on investment. So you can explore that. The other thing you can explore, and I kind of encourage you to, because a lot of this class is gonna be in all fours, and this will offload your arms and your wrists a little bit, is you can actually come down onto your elbows. So you can come straight down onto blocks like this, or you can actually even come right down here, okay? And you might find that you might be so tight, you might have to use your blocks, but you might have to use them a little bit higher up. That's totally fine. Meet your body where it's at. But like I said, this setup is going to be a little different than the next one in that we're going to bias lumbar flexion a little bit. So instead of on the next one where we're going to have our lumbar spine extended, this one you're going to find it kind of forces your spine into a little bit more lumbar flexion. We are all good with that. So find whatever setup, like I said, feels best for you. Explore kind of shifting towards the right side, turning towards that side, staying more neutral or turned down, coming down onto your elbows, etc., and see where you feel your best stretch. And then hang out here for me, and I'm going to talk you through what's going to happen next. So I'm going to give you a visual. So I'm going to come out of it. You guys are going to stay in this stretch. You should look like a statue the whole time that we're doing this, because we want to actually take that tissue that we've lengthened in your hip. We want to keep it lengthened, and then we're going to start to load it in a lengthened state, which is going to help send the signal to your body, hey, we need more of this range of motion because we are maxed out, and we're actually doing work while we're maxed out, which means we should probably have more range of motion. So when we do that and how we do that, what we're going to do is you guys are in this position, you're blocked with your other foot, right? So the exercise we did earlier where we were rotating back and forth, we're kind of going to revisit in the sense that you're going to be trying to rotate out of this stretch, i.e. you're trying to do this motion, or you will be when I say so. So you're trying to swing your leg back the other way, but of course, your knee is there, right? So you're actually not going to move at all, nor do I want you to. We're going to keep that tissue lengthened, but you're going to be working those muscles that rotate you out. Then you're going to throw it in reverse. After we've spent some time loading the tissue that's keeping you from getting further, we're then going to reverse and load the tissue that pulls you deeper into that stretch. So what that would then look like is working the muscles that actually pull your foot up. Now I need you to be cautious when you do that and just make sure that your pelvis and low back doesn't move as best you can. You're at end range, you're going to be doing max effort, so little cheats and compensations might happen, but your intent is to keep them from happening. So your intent is to just spin your thigh outwards and get that foot up, but not let your pelvis move around as you do so. So we're going to dive into it now. If you feel like you need a little bit more time here, more time stretching, please hit pause, although you're probably at this point getting eager to get the heck out of this stretch. So let's help you get there. So we're down here, rotated through, we're in a little bit of lumbar flexion here. And now we're just going to start to stiffen up everything through that leg, everything through your body. And you're going to start to slowly press your right foot into your left knee as if trying to spin your thigh inwards to kick your foot out. You're going to give me 20% effort to start. Then you're going to work your way up to 40%. We're going to keep climbing. Give me 60. Should be burning. Find 80%. Now we're only doing one in this position, so give it your all. So maximally pushing your foot into your knee, trying to spin your hip inwards and kick it to the outside, but nothing moves at all. You might be shaking, but aside from that, there shouldn't be any other movement. We're gonna hold that for another 7, 6, don't forget to breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now when you throw it in reverse, try not to let that pelvis move, and now you're making your foot as light as you can on your knee, as if trying to spin your thigh outwards to bring that foot up like you're kicking a hacky sack. As hard as you can, you should feel a big contraction in your inner thigh, and you're gonna hold that for another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly relax, but do not leave this position. Stay with me here, slow your breathing down, convince your body and your nervous system, hey, we're good, this range of motion's fine, and then you can slowly come out of it.